Hi kids, welcome back. Bonus video for you. Some breaking news. Deadline and all the Hollywood trade papers have announced that there's going to be a new Planet of the Apes movie. A couple of things. Firstly, I'm a massive fan of the Planet of the Apes movies. All of them. Except possibly the Tim Burton one. Love Tim Burton, love the makeup, love the actors. Just wasn't a very good film. Anyway, we'll not talk about that. The first comment I saw under this news was somebody going, no one's going to watch this. They're terrible. No one likes it. No one asked for it. They're big flops. Not big flops. Very successful franchise, in fact, especially in later years with the Andy Serkis trilogy. Anyway, let's read the Deadline article and give us our thoughts. New Planet of the Apes movie at 20th Century to be directed by Fantastic Four First Steps director Matt Shakman, Josh Friedman writing. Exclusive. After helping relaunch Marvel's Fantastic Four franchise with Fantastic Four First Steps, director Matt Shakman and writer Josh Friedman are getting a shot at another high-profile IP. Sources tell Deadline that Shakman is set to direct an untitled Planet of the Apes movie at 20th Century, with Friedman penning the script. Shakman will also produce, along with longtime Apes producers Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver. Plot details are being kept under wraps, other than the film will mark a return to the planet where apes are the superior species ruling all. While not confirmed, sources tell Deadline that this will not be a continuation of the most recent pick, 2024's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but a new original story that Shakman and Friedman are developing. Friedman also penned that script along with Silver and Jaffa. Planet of the Apes is one of 20th Century Studios' most popular and enduring franchises, amassing more than $1.7 billion in worldwide box office. Based on a novel by Pierre Boulle, the first film on the series was released by then 20th Century Fox in 1968 and went on to become one of the year's biggest hits, winning a Special Academy Award for makeup. It was followed by 4 theatrical sequels and 2 TV series. A remake, Planet of the Apes, directed by Tim Burton, was released in 2001, and the 2011 reboot, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, was followed by 2 sequels, 2014's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and 2017's War for the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was directed by Wes Ball and was well received by critics and audiences. The film brought in $397 million at the global box office. Take that, haters. Shakman has become a fan favorite at Disney, earning an Emmy nomination for directing the Marvel Studios series WandaVision. His work on that show ultimately helped him land the Fantastic Four directing job. The film bowed last summer, bringing in $521 million at the global box office. His recent work includes helming pilots for Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, The Consultant, and Welcome to Chippendales. Shakman also helmed the pilot episode for The Great, starring Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult. Up next, he will helm the pilot and finale for Wild Things, starring Jude Law and Andrew Garfield. Besides Fantastic Four First Steps, Friedman co-wrote the global blockbusters Avatar: The Way of Water and Avatar: Fire and Ash, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, all for 20th Century Studios. Well, there you have it. Interesting stuff. While I do like the idea, obviously, I'm always welcome to the idea of a new Planet of the Apes movie. I'm not sure about it not being a continuation. These films are generally tied together in a narrative storyline. And, having set up the story of Noah with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and, that was a great film. Why do something different? I'm hoping it's still connected in a kind of, it can tell another tale in the same timeline that may even vaguely connect. But the end of Kingdom did have a really nice sort of, ooh, what happens next bit right at the very end. But going back to the hater who said that, look at the reflection there. Oh, I'm reflecting. I'm sorry. Going back to the hater who said, it's a flop, no one likes it. Let's quickly run down, according to my notes, the box office returns in dollars for these movies. Right, so Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the most recent one, had a budget of $160 million, which is quite low giving today's blockbusters budgets, and it made $397 million. So pretty good return on that one. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the first one with James Franco and Andy Serkis, from 2011, had a budget of only 93 million because they were taking a risk on it, CGI apes and stuff, and that turned in $470.9 million, so almost $500 million. War for the Planet of the Apes is my favorite of the three, but not everyone's favorite. Had a budget of 150 million and turned in a box office of $490.7 million. And Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, that's the one with Gary Oldman. Everyone likes that one quite a lot. And that had a budget of 170 million. And it turned in $710.6 million, almost $1 billion. So, I mean, you add all that together, it's $1.7 billion pretty much in return. So that's, I know most people will judge a blockbuster nowadays by, did it make $1 billion? But, $1.7 million over 4 movies is still not to be sniffed at. It's a lot of money. People got to temper their expectations. A film isn't a flop if it hasn't made $1 billion. Put it this way, I've said this before, if the Marvel upcoming movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars after that, don't make about $2 billion each, they're going to be considered financial flops because they're spending so much on these movies. Film budgets now are spiraling out of control. They're going up to something like 300 million, 350. Some people have said in recent movies, the biggest blockbusters had reshoots and all sorts of stuff like that, pushing it into the $500 million budget. And on top of that, then you've got marketing spend, which is about, anything from 100 million up. And, that's all got to be earned back before you make a penny or a cent in profit. And if you don't make that money back, it's considered a flop. So I think there should be a return to low budget movies, 100 million and less. Low budget. In the UK, a low budget film is anything around £5 million, £5 million pounds, sorry. Look, Layer Cake, the film that launched Daniel Craig to stardom, was made for $4 million. I keep saying dollars, pounds, £4 million, and it looks great. Going back to the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes had a very modest budget of $93 million, and they worked wonders with it. It was a great movie. Sometimes you can't see where the extra money is spent, and I think more films would be made and people would take more risks on new and interesting ideas. I know a lot of people complain, you see, about reboots, remakes and reimaginings, but the suits who are throwing around these massive sums of money are worried about losing their jobs if the film fails. So they will stick with a film that already has a built-in audience, like a current IP, like a Star Wars or a Marvel or a remake of something. But if films were a lot cheaper, $60-70 million, and they took more risks on new ideas, like Give Me a Ring, because I've got plenty, then people would be like, oh, finally, I can go to the cinema and watch something completely original for a change. And it doesn't break the bank and it doesn't ruin the studio if it doesn't make its money back, but it might become a big hit. Again, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, $93 million as a kind of a cautious budget there just to take a risk. How much did it make? 93 million. So it, it didn't make 93 million. It made 470.9 million. So financial success. And then it spurred on the rest of the franchise. Had it flopped, then they wouldn't have made another one. But they only would have lost their budget of 93. So what do you think about the idea of a new Planet of the Apes film? Obviously, Matt Shakman is a rising star in the world of film and TV directing, having done what he's done. And Josh Friedman, obviously, writing Avatar movies and stuff like that. Seems like a good pairing. Again, until we get more actual details and facts, we don't know what the truth will be. But give us your thoughts down below, and if you've just subscribed, thank you very much. If you're one of the probably 40% of people who watch this channel and don't subscribe, just give me a little subscribe on the thumbs up button. That would be awesome, because every little helps. You don't have to watch my videos every week. Just hit the subscribe, help me push those numbers up, and it may help me keep the lights on around here. And talking of keeping things on around here, where's those flipping doors? I'll see you soon.